Yes, we are live now. Good
Okay.
afternoon. Welcome to today's live doubt clearing session. We are delighted to have with us Professor Jayanta Chatterjee, sir, who will be addressing your questions and sharing valuable insights on the business marketing technology focus course. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to be with us today. So we have received a few questions via Google form. First, we will be addressing those questions one by one. Sir, can we move to the first question?
Yes, the first question is from Udit Soni. And the question is a good question. It says, could you please share an example of a company that successfully transformed from a product focused to a technology driven marketing approach? So two examples come to my mind immediately. The first one is that of Apple. You see, Apple originally started as a product-focused company. They were primarily manufacturers of personal computers, microcomputers, and they were very good at it. They started a new trend. They were one of the pioneers for the personal computer market. And they created a band of loyal customers and even word of mouth publicity, and their number of buyers expanded and they became quite successful. They were so successful that they created competitors who were followers, and they remained the market leader. And they also, in the process, made certain large competitors like DEC, Digital Equipment Corporation, extinct. They became obsolete. They collapsed. And they also persuaded very large competitors like IBM to become market followers behind them. So Apple was a very successful product-focused company. But they actually did not remain satisfied at that level. They focused on technology, the operating system, and using that, they created platform. And in the platform approach, they came with a slew of products. And today, they are a major player remain a major player and a market trend setter in personal computer. But at the same time, they have created other leading offerings like the iPhone or the iPad and many other related products like the Apple Watch. So they became from a product focused company to a technology and platform based company, and they have multiple products which interoperate closely work with each other, easily work with each other, be it the phone or the computer or the watch or the iPad. The customer is enabled to move seamlessly from one to the other by remaining within the Apple ecosystem. So from a product focus, they moved to a technology ecosystem and created almost an unbeatable success model. Similarly, I can think of Amazon, for example. Amazon started as a retailer of books and music. And Amazon was very successful in doing that. They created a worldwide business sensation, I would say. Many companies followed them, but they remained the leader. And even today, they are a leader in electronic retailing for books, music, and other kind of content. But they embraced technologies like cloud computing, robotics, artificial intelligence, and this technology focus created again for them a very huge ecosystem and constantly evolving offerings from that technology ecosystem, as a result of which today from e-commerce they very easily move to Q-commerce and have transformed their supply chain or delivery systems. So these are good examples of companies moving from product focus to a technology ecosystem driven marketing approach. There are other examples one can look at. I would say today there is a worldwide movement towards technology platform based business model as opposed to a single or multiple product based model. So the technology ecosystem is like a tree which blooms and creates so many different types of flowers and fruits, so many different variants. So this is a response to this interesting question. As I see, the next question is between electronic auctions and long-term contracts, which approach works better in today's competitive B2B environment? You see, the electronic auctions or the electronic marketplace no doubt creates easy expandability in the search and select capability for the buyer in the B2B environment. But there is another trend which is very, very powerful in the B2B environment, even in the B2C environment, which is the concept of just-in-time delivery. This just-in-time delivery was a B2B concept. It applied to some revolutionary manufacturing and supply chain management concepts introduced by the Japanese pioneers like Toyota or Sony. But today it is making big impact even at the last mile delivery, even in the B2C context. So it's a across business phenomenon. This concept of speed or almost real-time delivery and that necessitates partnership, long-term relations, almost coupled electronic systems, almost coupled business operating systems. Almost coupled ERP systems, which necessitates long-term contracts based on relationships and partnering. So electronic auctions are used as tools, but the overarching environment is that of long-term contracts based on long-term relationships, because that's the only way you can achieve the high-speed delivery systems, just-in-time delivery systems demanded by today's business. So that's my response to this question. I will move to the next question, which says, in fast changing technical or technology markets, how can companies ensure their marketing strategy stays aligned with R&D innovation? I think we have discussed this point during the course, that the fundamental approach in B2B today is cross-function. That means across R&D, across design and operation, across operation and the supply delivery chain, across marketing, there will have to be seamless connectivity, seamless understanding, and seamless ability to coordinate actions. So that is the way companies are gearing up to make their marketing strategies aligned with research, development, design, innovation. This cross-functional approach, as opposed to the earlier silo-based approach, is the bedrock on which today's enterprise resource planning systems are based. And these ERP systems or business operating systems allow companies to closely connect their research, development, design, innovation, which is at the extreme back end, with the extreme front end, which is marketing and sales of the organization. So today we do not no longer have very tightly compartmentalized functions within organizations, but we have a network of agile partners managing different functions, closely coordinating with each other to make this close coordination possible. So that's how, in fast changing markets, companies ensure that their marketing strategy remain aligned with design, innovation, research and development. The next question, which says, what is the marketing business profit in commercial market? I don't understand this question fully. Sumedh Dange, are you present in the audience? Can you expand on these questions? What exactly you want to say here?
So that particular participant is not here.
Okay.
So we can move to the
Okay,
next
then
question.
I will interpret it in the way I understand it. You see, profit is fundamentally the difference between revenue and cost. When you take the gross revenue and you take the cost, which is just the material cost and the direct costs, then you get what we call the gross profit. But then when we deduct the indirect costs, or we deduct total cost from gross revenue, then we get net profit. So this is the profit concept, which applies equally to commercial market as well as business markets. So in B2C or B2B, this concept of profit applies. The next question is a very broad question and says that, sir, please explain segmentation and targeting. I think we have spent several lectures on STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. Segmentation is when you look at your total available market and choose from the total available market what is accessible to you. That means from the what we call the big TAM means the total available market. We create the small TAM, which is the total accessible market. The total accessible market is very often based on the concept of segmentation, where a certain number of buyers or certain class of buyers or certain demographical choices in choosing customers are made. Where your offerings, the attributes of your offering, both cognitive attributes as well as affective attributes, both physical as well as emotional attributes, create a match, create a platform of attraction between the buyer and the marketer. And segmentation can put together similar, within inverted commas, similar buyers in the B2B context. If you are operating on the principle of technology platform, then you may have multiple correlated customer segments approached by your offerings. So, segmentation is fundamentally based on understanding the similarities and relationships among the type and nature of customers that match the nature of your offerings, the cognitive and affective parts of your offerings, that can create the process of procurement easy and seamless. The next part of your question is, of course, a very general question that discuss the important questions. Well, actually, you will have a 3 hours examination and all the questions will be multiple choice questions. So you will have 50, 60 questions. On an average, 2-3 minutes for each question. Some questions the answer may be quite easy, so you may be able to respond to it immediately. Some questions you will have to read and understand. That is an advice which I would apply generally, that you must read the questions carefully. Every year I find that lot of time wrong choices are made in the MCQ because the student has not read the question carefully. So please read the question carefully and then make your choice. So there is no particular bunch of important issues. In our question design, we try to cover all the different topics discussed in the course. So I would therefore say that all topics are important because there will be questions from all of the topics. So only workable advice is that please go through all the lectures. Please go through all the slides and you will be well prepared to answer almost 80% of the questions. 20-25% of the questions will demand some common sense extrapolation from the lecture. No rocket science innovation will be needed. If you have followed all the lectures, if you have studied all the slides, then some questions you can answer just by applying common sense on top of that. But if you just study in depth the lectures and the slides, you will be a high scorer. As I said, almost 80% of the questions you will be able to answer. And I expect many of you to be in that top category because this subject, this business marketing with technology focus, is a specialized topic. So it is not a general topic with a very big width, but it is a course which is focused on depth. So there are fewer topics and there will be, if you therefore follow the lectures and the slides, you will be well prepared. And as some of you have asked general questions, that there will be about 50-60 questions and you will have 3 hours. So you will have enough time to study the questions in depth, and you will have enough time to respond by thinking clearly. In some questions, two answers may appear to be competing with each other. So read the question carefully couple of times when you face such a situation. And I will once again emphasize that for the sake of speed, don't rush through the questions. You will have enough time to read the questions carefully so that all the nuances are clear to you. Murli, have we received any questions on the chat?
Let me just check, sir. Just a second, sir. No, sir. On the Zoom chat, students are yet to pose the questions. Close to 15 participants have joined. The last question which you addressed, Mr. Ajay Bosle, is also here. Mr. Ajay, do you have any follow-up questions which you have raised?
No, no, sir. I got the clarification.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ajay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Participants, any other queries do you have? Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask to Professor.
How did you find the course? Were the lectures difficult or too easy? Any response?
Mr. Ajay, would you like to comment?
Yeah, so the lecture was really very good one and informative. We could understand the content very well, and your explanation was not so fast and not so slow also. So we could understand each and everything. Even when I'm going through the slides, I'm able to recollect what you explained during the lecture also. So that really going through both the things.
Okay, very good to hear.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thanks for it, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Participants, any of you, would you like to comment on our course? Any feedback?
Oh, incidentally, I must also mention that all the weekly assignments or quizzes that you had during the course are important. In fact, you may be pleasantly surprised to find that some of the questions from your quizzes will be included in your final questions. So also go through the quizzes and see whether you had any difference. And we still have some time. If you have any question, don't hesitate to put that in the forum.
Thank you, sir. Participants, we will wait for a minute. If there are no queries, then we may end up the session soon. So please be active. If you have any question, please post it as soon as possible.
There is
a question.
Can you answer
yes, sir,
that
related
question?
to hall ticket? Yes, sir, I will do, sir. Usually hall tickets are emailed 1 week prior to the examination. So our team is in the process of generating the hall tickets. hopefully by this weekend, you will be receiving your admit card. So that's the answer, sir. So any other questions related to the participants? Sir, I think no queries. So can we wind up the session, sir?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for this live doubt clearing session. It was very informative. And thanks to all the participants who have joined. And we also hope that those who haven't joined can watch this session on YouTube. So we are concluding the session now. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
So all the best to all of you. Good luck. And I'm sure you will be able to score high in this course. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.